Alright, so it's like maintenance time, I guess. I feel like that's all I'm doing. So I didn't actually record it. I probably should have, but I just did the rear drum brakes on this truck. I did the wheel cylinders, I did the drums, I did the pads, and then I bled it. And I probably should have recorded that for you guys, but I felt like this was just boring general maintenance stuff. But maybe that's what I need to do because this is the stuff that I end up doing. This is my 1998 GMC Sierra K1500. I guess it's like a heavy half. It's actually like a Canadian truck. Made its way down here to Utah. It's a good truck, but it has had a lot of stuff that I've had to do. I've replaced all the shocks. I've replaced all the brakes. And now there's like a squeak and a vibration, and I think I've nailed it down to the universal joints on the rear drive shaft going to the rear end. I also bought a new seal for the back of the transfer case. Hopefully it's the right one. So yeah, got some grease from it on me. That's nice. And then I got two universal joints. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to crawl under there, undo the back off of the yoke, I guess, or the spline, or whatever you want to call it, from the front drive shaft, and then pull the whole drive shaft out. The back end's up higher than the front end. I'm hoping that keeps transmission fluid, or not the transmission fluid, but the transfer case fluid more towards the front, so I can just pull it out, and then I can maybe clear some space on the back of this truck. Man, that is like a catch-all. I tell you, if there's a platform in a shop, it catches everything, and everything is here. So anyway, I guess let's get to it. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. It looks like the rear shaft, or the rear yoke, where the yoke seal is, or whatever. I can never think of the right name. Anyway, that rear seal coming out of the rear or the back of the transfer case is definitely leaking. I bought that just in case, but I feel like it's definitely leaking. This happens to be an aluminum drive shaft. And then we're going to undo right here and take it out. Okay, so it's sprayed down with WD-40. I always bring like a few wrenches just in case I'm wrong. By the way, the e-brake is set. It's on the ground, and there's also blocks under the front tires, just in case you guys are wondering if I'm about to get run over or not. Anybody? Mason? Can you come here? That dead blow mallet right there, under the 67.
Wait, is it like red?
Yeah, it's like reddish orange.
Is it this?
Yeah, that's it. Can you hand it to me?
Corbin took it.
Okay. Mason, can you grab me one of those pry bars? It's got a black handle. Kind of looks like a big screwdriver. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Hmm? Do I know where he went? Yeah, he's right here. Okay, it's out. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty clearly. Beds make a good workbench, I guess. So there's like a C-clip right here. Probably should have sprayed this with some WD-40, whatever that is. These got to come out, and then it's got to go down or up or whichever way until you can slide it out and then pound those out. And then reverse the process to put it back in. So I don't know how loose this was, but it was sure making some racket and squeaking. They're probably original anyway, so. So all I did was grab that and twist it until it all came out of there. Also, I guess it's worth noting that this is an aluminum drive shaft. And when I went to the parts store, they had specific ones that were coated for aluminum. Those are important to buy if you have an aluminum drive shaft like I do, because then it won't get all corroded and crappy inside here because two dissimilar metals eating on each other. Electrolysis or something. And there's the weights. These weights were put on here when the drive shaft was balanced originally, so don't think those need to come off or anything. They're supposed to be there. So it's easy as that. Of course, if they're really rusty, this truck doesn't seem to be too bad. It's going to be a lot worse than that. But we're still going to have to hammer these out. I think I have a tool for that. It's called an old bolt. Might have to put this on something a little bit more substantial, but yeah, I'm just knocking everything around. So we'll put it on the ground outside or something. Okay, so something that you guys should probably know. I was beating on these, and I was kind of worried about breaking something. It wasn't working out, and I don't have a press yet. I'd like to get just a Harbor Freight press one of these days, but it hasn't happened yet. But my friend down the road has a 20-ton little hydraulic jack press. Anyway, we were able to press these out. It took us a couple, maybe like an hour and a half, something like that, and pushing it out and then trying to get it out. They were a pain in the butt, let's just say that. So I've had to clean up just a couple things like around these lips here. They got a little bit marred kind of here and there. And there's also some dirt and stuff in there. Now, the one thing that you know about aluminum, right, is that it's softer than steel, so you can kind of almost just put a knife in there and carve it out if you're careful. And then I took some 400 grit sandpaper and I just kind of sanded this with some WD-40 in it, just so that I can get those other ones in. I'm hoping that I don't have to press them in, because if I do, that's not going to be very fun. This is the back one, the one on the end that we were working on to begin with. Here's the yoke, so I got to clean that up as well. Looks like when we were pushing it out, we pushed it a little too far, so I'm going to have to clean up a little bit of that, sand that down. Because if you push it too far, you're hitting this, and so anyway, it's going to take a little bit more work than I originally planned, but and guess what? I don't know if I'm dumb or something, but that's definitely not the right size. here is the well, the end shaft seal or whatever, the yoke seal. Hold on, let me get this set up. Well, that actually looks like it might be a match right there, so. There we go. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. So here we are, a whole week later. Haven't gotten any farther. These are Spicer part number 5-3615X universal joint. I really hope that this is the right part. So what happened was no one had the right U-joints for this truck. Started doing a little bit more research and searching for things and measured it. O'Reilly's didn't have them. At least no one there could tell me anything. All they could do is recommend the one that they saw on their computer. AutoZone was the same way, and he just kept telling me that the one I needed needed to be ordered in, even though the size was wrong here. So yay, go auto parts store. I finally found a set on Amazon, but they weren't specific to the aluminum drive shaft, and they were cheaper. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll just buy those. But then I remembered that I had the aluminum drive shaft and started looking up the part for the aluminum drive shaft, and I was only able to find these on Summit Racing for like $32 or $33 each. And so I ordered them, and it took me a few days to get them in. They got them in yesterday, and so I ordered another couple of parts too, because for future episodes or whatever, future projects, things that need to be done. So this one should hopefully fit. I guess I need to say that the reason why this truck has these oddball U-joints is because of the package that's on the truck. There's an F44 option, which I was told by the previous owner that this truck had a heavy-duty frame. I wasn't quite sure what he meant by that, but I noticed that there was a 14-bolt axle in the back. So started looking into it. People were saying this is what you need if you have the F44 option. I looked in the glove box. Sure enough, lo and behold, there's an F44 stamp in there, or option in there. So that's how I knew that these were probably going to be the right ones for me. So anyway, long story short, long story long, whatever. We're going to try to stick these in. I took the time to clean this side up last week, so I'll probably try to see if these will slide in here and clip in here, and then we'll turn it around and do the other side. Yeah? Sound like a plan? I guess so. Yep. Gonna be a fight. Probably more than likely. I'm gonna get some tape, run it around these to keep them on, so when I'm crawling under the truck they don't fall in the dirt. One's a little bit, it's more stubborn. Just want it to clip in. Doesn't seem to want to. Starting to. There we go. Just a few hits from the persuader, and there you have it. Wow, why do they give me so many of these? Expect them to go flying away or something? So I still have yet to clean this one up. So bear with me for a few minutes. Can't believe this job's taken me this long. So much effort just for a couple of U-joints. You'll notice I got this side in, cleaned it up, hammered it in just like you saw on that other side. This is basically the same thing I'm gonna do on this side. Gonna clean it up. You know, Leatherman's like one of the handiest tools you can have. I carry it at work with me all the time. Problem is that if I wear it here and I crawl under a vehicle, it's usually in the way, or I'm laying on it or something. Got to try to not mess up those needle bearings in there. Kind of hard to. I guess if you had a press or something, you know. It's tight under here, but just so you know, stuck this over there because I knew it was going to be a few days before we got back to this. And I put that new seal on. So step one done. Yay. GMC Sierra K1500 extended cab Z71 X44 frame, or heavy duty package, apparently. So as I told you guys, I had to do a lot of research. That X44 kind of tripped me up a little bit, but I did give you the part number, and I'll put the part number as well in the description, and I'll maybe write the X44 in there and kind of say what it is. Apparently it's hard to know because some guys online say that you get a 14 bolt axle with the heavy duty brakes, which this truck has, but some guys say they only ended up with a 6 lug, or they had it since they were new and it was, oh sorry, it is a 6 lug, but they only ended up with a 12 bolt or whatever their standard half ton jargon is. So the drive shaft is in, and the only thing that's left is to take it for a test drive. So as far as everything goes, if there's a problem, I'll be back. If there isn't, then I won't. But please like, subscribe to the video. I know this one's not that exciting, but maybe it'll help some of you guys out there who have an X44 to find the right U-joints, because it took me a bit, and had to order them in, had to push this out of the back of my shop so that I could close the door for the week. Anyway, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook, and also right here on YouTube. And so just give me a like and a subscribe and a follow or whatever it is on the interwebs. And I really appreciate it because it inspires me to do more videos. So you guys have a good one.